Boom, boom.
Ba-ba-ba-ba.
Thano.
Javi.
How's it going, friend?
Very good, my friend. My friend,
Uh-huh.
if you had told me 15 years ago that we would be making a podcast about Dexter, I would say I absolutely believe you. I mean, really what I would say is, what's a podcast? But
you know what? No. When
They were around.
Dexter was coming out, I think that was the beginning
yes.
of podcast. It was like early podcasting. Definitely like there were videos talking about each episode.
There are videos for sure.
Mhm.
Podcasting was around, but it was definitely before you primarily
It was niche.
It was pre-streaming. Pre-streaming. in those days. Yes.
So amazing thing about Dexter
Yeah.
is when season 1 came out, I was in Mexico.
2006.
2006.
We're nearing 20 years of Dexter.
Fucking crazy.
We're past 10 years since Dexter
Since it
finale.
ended.
Yeah.
I was in Mexico and my cousin was into it.
Mhm.
My cousin Rafa. And I was like, what's this? He goes, it's Dexter. I go, what's about? And he goes, oh, it's about a serial killer who kills baddies. And I go,
Yeah.
oh, that's interesting. And I never watched it. And then like around season 2, I want to say you were into it.
No, I was into it senior year of high school, so this would have been season 5.
Oh, so you were not into it back when I was into it then.
No, so how I got
But
into
I thought we were into it around the same time because we were watching season 3 with Miguel.
So you had caught up. By the time I got into it, you were caught up through season 5. How I got into it is my AP psychology teacher. She had mentioned a show about a serial killer who kills serial killers. Somewhere along the way, you and I had already been friends. You had Dexter shit in your house.
Yeah.
So somewhere there was a connection between you and me. But she was the initial one. But I that spring, and then for the subsequent, pretty much up until the original finale, was obsessed with Dexter.
Because all right, here's the thing. I truly think Dexter is one of those shows that even up until its I don't even want to say untimely death.
Yeah,
because at that point it had gone long enough.
Not its untimely death, but then its disappointing death. It was the first real taste of disappointment that millennials had tasted when it came to entertainment.
Ooh. Yeah.
Yes. The Sopranos is too polarizing to really count, right?
Yeah.
I think Dexter is really like
that.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
It leaves the poo-poo in your mouth.
Here's the thing. I remember even, and maybe this is a sign of me being very, I don't want to say conformist, but maybe that's what it is. I don't remember hating it. I was disappointed. I wanted more.
You were on the copium until the end, I will say.
Probably.
I remember.
Probably. But I mean, I don't even want to say it's copium because like I can look back and go, yeah, it's disappointing. But like when I rewatched it, I still didn't hate it. I was more just upset because I was like, this is a character that you can do so much with.
Yeah.
And to just end it this way feels like a waste.
Yes.
Because like of a lot of different TV shows with their certain premise, this is, I feel like, a show that I could be proven wrong. I could be proven wrong still.
Javi pointed at me everybody.
I did point at you.
Pointed at me.
If we had our video set up, you could see me pointing at Thanos.
Isn't it ironic that when we're live and in person, the world can't see, but when we're separated by
that is
about 5 miles.
That's interesting.
5 long, arduous.
That is interesting.
Arduous miles.
I could still be proven wrong, but Dexter feels like a character that you could take to different settings and then do something slightly different, but still keep it somewhat interesting. And I was slightly proven wrong with New Blood. We are in a new setting. I thought that was interesting. I loved the back, like the subplot with the missing native girls. I thought that was actually really, really interesting. But at the end of the day, the story focused too much on Harrison. And not that I dislike Harrison, but I think the way they portrayed him in the show, he was kind of a bit of a bitch.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not jiving with this character.
I was not jiving with Harrison either. Asterisk on that we'll return to later.
Sure.
Yes.
So and now with this new series coming out, which is what we're talking about, Dexter Resurrection, he's in New York. And
Yep.
I like the idea that now they're using a little bit, because Miami is not a small city.
No.
But
oddly quiet the one day I went, but I'll consider that an anomaly.
When we went, we were there for 2 days, and it wasn't like
booming and a bumping.
No, but like New York is an entirely different.
Yes, it's a different beast.
It's an entirely, like, if you go from like, hey, here's a show based in Chicago, and here's a show that now moves to New York. I feel like that can totally be very similar-ish.
I would even say then different, but New York is unique. I've even had
it is, but I feel like even Chicago feels more big city than Miami.
Correct.
So that's what I'm saying. Yeah. I feel like the shift from Miami to New York feels a lot broader than if it had been a shift from like downtown Chicago to downtown New
York. Miami is a swamp, right? Both like literally and in the fact that like Miami has just this like seedy feel to it.
Yeah.
Right? Like Vegas is Sin City, but then I would say like Miami is probably like feels like number 2 or definitely like top 5.
Yeah.
Right? I think New York is not the swamp that Miami is, but New York is just full of so many like possibilities where like it feels like you could get lost in New York. And now that we have this character who has been killed twice, resurrected, and now people know like his name, I feel like if you're gonna
killed twice, killed once,
dead to his friend, disappeared
once.
Yes. As far as his friends were concerned, killed,
dead.
Yes. If they're gonna disappear into somewhere, even in this vast world of surveillance that we live in,
New York
would be the place. I just want to say, I think before we dive into it, what fascinates me most about this is I was like two things. One, I was pretty adamant about not watching this until it all came out because I think I wasn't ready for my heart to be broken again. But then I had heard that Original Sin, which neither of us had watched yet. I heard that by and large that was pretty.
I heard that was pretty good. I think it's getting a season 2.
Yeah, I had heard of these episodes were well received, so I was like, all right, let's dive in. Also because I don't have anything else that I'm currently watching. Point 1. Point 2.
Fowler, you could be watching Attack on Titan.
I could be watching
You son of a bitch.
I didn't say there's nothing else that I could be watching.
You son of a bitch.
That I'm not currently watching. Point 2 is there used to be this guy that I used to follow on YouTube. He was called the Movie Preview Critic, which seems like strange and anachronistic. And back then his bit was like he was just like reviewing movie previews. But then, like, he realized that people wanted to see him actually review the movies, so that's where he kind of went into. And it was when Inception came out, and he loved Inception, he loved The Dark Knight, and he was like, now because of how well received Inception is, he said Christopher Nolan will be given like carte blanche from the movie studios because they're like, well, people like you, like we'll kind of let you do what you want. And that was like carte blanche based on success. Now, especially 2 episodes in, I think the show kind of has like carte blanche based on like failure for me, in the sense that like you fucked it up once.
You can't fuck it up anymore than it's been fucked.
You fucked it up again, and I'm like, you know what? Now I just kind of want to see, because it looks like it's here. It looks like it's here for at least a few more years. So I'm ready to be undisappointed.
To kind of touch on it's here for a while. Yeah. I find it fascinating that if you go to the Wikipedia page for Dexter, there is an entire section called franchise.
I bet.
And it's insane to me that this all in all small story, because like Dexter's not like a big sprawling thing. It's one dude doing the same thing.
It really should have been a show, and this is what's beautiful about media. Like sometimes the most unconventional, surprising things happen. This should have been, if any show was isolated to just one telling, no spinoffs, no like revivals. Like it really should have been like
it should have been Dexter.
This,
yeah.
But
right now we had Dexter, 8 seasons, 96 episodes.
Yep.
Do you think there's something where you're like, hey man, let's just push it 4 more and get a nice even 100?
Ooh. No, well,
being 96, I feel like to me, I'm like, you're so close. It's
you mean back then?
Yeah.
I won't comment on that. All I'll say though is that was the days when we used to get 12 episodes.
I know,
for
wonderful.
A season. Yeah.
After that, we had a big 9-year almost
9-year hiatus.
Technically 8, almost 9-year hiatus for Dexter New Blood.
Yeah.
We watched that. A couple of those episodes we watched together.
Yes.
I know we saw the premiere together. Yeah, for sure.
Maybe the finale.
Here's
all I want to say about New Blood. I think people give it more hate than it deserves. Mm-hmm. I will say it did fuck it up.
It drops the ball.
I will say, though, it had kind of an impossible task to accomplish in the sense that, like, Dexter OG really does wrap things up. Like, I won't say it wrapped things up well, but, like, it's like, well, he's gone. People think he's dead. His sister's dead. You're never going to see all these characters again. Like, there's not a lot of room to go, to the point where they literally moved him from, like, because New Blood brings this up. They moved him from, like, fucking Alaska or Seattle, Washington, or wherever he was, to New York.
To, like northern New York.
In the span of, like, the time between those shows.
Yeah.
And I think they realized, like, oh, we can't do anything with this, like, we can't do anything with this logging setting. We got to go to, like, as close.
But I mean, I feel like that's almost like a lack of creativity.
Oh, in terms of keeping him there?
And, like, again, Dexter's not a complicated character.
No.
Like, if you have him be on his own hiatus along with the show for 9 years.
Yeah.
And then here we are, year 9 hits, and suddenly now there's a serial killer that Dexter goes, wait, hold on a second.
Yeah.
And that brings him out of retirement.
Yes.
It doesn't... Sure, maybe you can't get much mileage out of this setting. But I think you could absolutely keep him way, way, way north in a small community and get something done.
Which is what I think they tried to do with this. I think what I'm pointing to is that, like, something in, like, their decision making was like, this specific setting doesn't work, so we just got to find the closest thing to it, which is just way, way north, but
slightly more civilized.
Yeah. So there's that. And I feel like actually most of that season was pretty good. I don't think there was enough time to get from going from a show that was dead and wrapped up to then bringing a character back and then trying to give a satisfying conclusion to, at that point, what is 9 seasons of show.
Yeah.
In just one season of 2020's TV. So I'm not saying they did as best they could. I do think they could have done better, but I'm saying I think they had a difficult hand to deal with here.
Yeah. Well, let's be honest. COVID, I think, has a lot to do with this.
I'm sure COVID does.
COVID hit early 2020, October 2020. Mm-hmm. They're like, hey, guys, we're back.
We're back,
baby.
Yeah.
We're going to do a limited series. And you're going, okay, fine. Limited series, 1 season. There you go. About a year later, they came out and they were like, surprise. No, holy shit, this was 2024.
That they announced.
Yes. Holy shit, yeah. So they announced Dexter Resurrection in July 2024. And they're like, here we go. We are going to do a new thing.
Yeah.
It's coming out in like a year and a half.
Which I originally wanted to get to this at the end, but I think you provided the perfect segue.
Sure.
I think this show is the bones of the show are kind of perfect for keeping it going. Because one, as we discussed while setting up, Showtime ain't got nothing else going on.
Nope.
2, there were like interviews towards the end of Dexter's run where like I could tell that Michael C. Hall, like, or my impression was at least that Michael C. Hall was kind of like done with playing this character. Mm-hmm. Like he just looked tired and annoyed. Like anytime he'd mention a fan coming up to him, he seemed annoyed. He was set to play Ulysses S. Grant in an HBO Civil War show that never took off. So I think like life for Showtime moving past Dexter didn't work. I think life for Michael C. Hall, by and large, moving past Dexter didn't work.
I think what helps with him is he did Broadway for a while.
He did Broadway, yes.
And I think that kind of gave him enough of a break.
I think that helps with actors' mental health.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then also, like, yeah, you play a character for that long. Sure, you're going to get bored. But then also, I think then having that time away kind of made him realize, like, no, I had it good.
Yeah.
Like,
you had it good.
It's a steady paycheck.
I had it good, and there's nothing else.
And
which is not meant to be an insult. It's a tough business.
It is a tough business.
And sometimes when you're in this kind of poppy show, you are kind of like typecast, right?
Yes.
Like Bryan Cranston, right? Hasn't done anything like big and substantial since Breaking Bad, right?
Yeah.
So, and then in between that and the fact that like this show, there's no CGI dragons, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's no CGI zombies that you really have to deal with.
Yeah.
Like the show kind of is relatively
easy to produce. So to touch on that,
yeah.
So all right, so we talked about Original Sin, which is the prequel spin-off series that takes place 15 years before Dexter season 1. Yeah. I honestly did not know it was that far in the past. I thought they had a much tighter window. So
I like that it's that far in the past because you can get multiple,
which is what they're doing.
Yeah,
that show was announced February 2023.
Yeah, wow.
So in about a year and some change, they cranked that. They cast everybody by May.
Wow.
So that's when they announced the main cast.
Wow.
And so then if you take that into consideration, from May to the end of May of 2024, they filmed everything and released the series.
That's amazing.
That's amazing.
That is amazing. In this landscape,
where
we're waiting 2 years for Last of Us,
motherfucker, we're waiting 4 years for season 5 of Stranger Things.
Wow.
Yeah. So to me, I'm like, if they want to crank this out, and this is the show to do it. Crank it out.
This is the show to do it.
I'm happy.
It's kind of the perfect storm.
It gives me something to watch. I agree. That's the biggest problem. The biggest problem that we have right now in TV is I wholeheartedly believe we are in the worst
the
worst TV era.
Yeah.
Where
so many channels, nothing to watch.
Yeah. But then the annoying thing is there's other shows that are not CG heavy.
Yeah.
And you're still waiting 2.5 to 3 years for a new season. And you're like, I get that actors are busy, but like if you're an agent, then maybe do a little bit more negotiating for your actors and be like, hey, you want to lock my guy up for a couple of years, you better give him a good offer. And then we're not seeing Pedro Pascal in 20 different projects in the year and a half span.
Hey man, that's not a bad thing.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but like, let's be honest, there's a reason why things like The Last of Us take forever, is because they have actors that are scattered.
People are busy. Last point before we dive into the meat.
Yeah.
One thing we started by this podcast by saying, if you told me 10 years ago that I'd be making a Dexter podcast, I would not be surprised. If you told me 10 years ago that I'm happy for a man named Scott Buck, I would be surprised, because who was one of the writers of these episodes?
Yeah.
Scott Buck. And he actually wrote some pretty good OG Dexter episodes. It was just in the showrunner's, tenure where things started to go a different direction. But I'm happy that hopefully they found a balance of roles that works.
Well, I think that's kind of the thing about Scott Buck, is that Scott Buck is a little bit more, yes, he's still involved, but I believe, my understanding is he's not show running it like he was.
No. That's what I'm saying. Before he was a showrunner, he was a writer.
Yeah.
And that worked actually very well.
Mm-hmm.
So bring it back to...
Yeah, I think he's better left in the writing, in the writer's room with maybe other writers to like rein him in.
Yes.
Because he's a guy that whenever I see his name, I'm like, wait, hold on.
No, we won't talk about Iron Fist.
We won't talk about the Immortals.
No.
Or the Inhumans.
Let me pause real quick, and then hold on.
Sure.
And then
Let me know when to resume. So we're back.
We're back, baby doll.
We kind of were giving.
We talked about the meta.
We talked about the setup for this.
Yes.
Dexter New Blood leaves us with a previously very dead Dexter.
Yeah.
After they thwart a serial killer up in.
After they thwarted Mr. Krabs in upstate New York.
Yep. Harrison shoots Dexter.
Mm-hmm.
He can't even manage to do that right.
Yeah. So sad.
So sad.
So sad.
But anyway, this show begins with Dexter having cameo coma.
Yeah.
We immediately first five minutes of the show.
And man, isn't this show trying hard? And I mean that in the best way possible.
Listen, man, if it wasn't trying hard,
this couldn't happen.
This couldn't happen.
But between like the cast for this show, who we've seen Uma Thurman so far, in between that like opening montage of cameos. Jimmy Smits came back for this, but he didn't come back for Andor season 2.
It's a good point.
Amazing.
So we immediately have cameos from John Lithgow as the Trinity Killer.
Yes.
Basically telling Dexter, like, yeah, you got too big for your britches, dog.
Yeah.
You try to have it all, and they got you fucked.
Yep.
Then we had Dokes come back.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Which, listen,
yeah,
I know it's a meme.
No, it's a great line.
Oh boy, did I not say it at the exact same time he said it?
That line was a meme in my heart more than before it was a meme.
Before it was a meme.
Before I realized it was a meme in real life.
Yeah. I mean, it's good.
It's excellent.
It's excellent. We also have Harry back, which Harry's I'm always. You know what the craziest thing is? I am so fucking surprised that he's still alive.
Yeah.
Like, if James Remar died before this happened, what do you do?
That's a great question.
Because he is Dexter's. He is as pivotal to the character of Dexter as the Dexter monologue is to Dexter.
Yes.
I don't know how this show is going to work
without Ghost Harry.
If James dies before the show wraps, what do you do?
A small contingency that wants this only for the memes.
Is it to bring Deb?
No.
Because that's kind of what I wanted.
So I will say, I do think that both the show and the last show lack too much Jennifer Carpenter. Yeah. I don't know what's going on there, but I...
Remind me, did she come back for New Blood?
Just for like a few scenes.
Right?
Just a handful of scenes. Probably less than a handful. I would even say a couple. So the memes are people want Dokes to be his... his co-host. And I could fuck with that a little bit.
I could. Here's the problem. I feel like if you do that, then the show takes a very hard right turn into comedy.
A turn for the funny, right? I'll say though is
Dexter walks into someone's car. He's like, "You creepy motherfucker."
This was the nicest Dokes was ever to him, actually, in these flashbacks.
Well, I mean, we have to remember. I don't know. These were not flashbacks,
or these hallucinations.
But I mean, to be fair,
manifestations of conscience.
This is all Dexter to himself.
Yes, in these personifications of his conscience.
Yeah,
this was the nicest Dokes ever was to Dexter.
Yeah,
I do think, I would love for Deb to come back as Ghost, as Conscience Ghost Deb.
Here's my very hot take.
Yeah,
I would not have hated it if they had retconned Deb's death.
No.
I know it's hard, but listen, I know like it breaks continuity, but I would have been like, I'm looking the other way on this.
Yeah,
I think she just brings such an energy to the seriousness, and like also like a levity to the seriousness of a lot of the things that happen in this show.
Dexter without Deb is kind of like Harry Potter without Ron or Hermione.
You need someone.
Yeah, you need the buddy.
You do.
Yeah.
And I just don't, unless they introduce someone completely new, I just don't think anyone in the existing cast has that.
No.
Because like right now they're fucking with Angel coming back and being friends with, well, quote unquote friends with Dexter.
Not friends anymore.
Yeah. But like that I always thought was like a weird move. Because like even in season 8 of Dexter, like when she's a fucking downer.
Yeah.
Like you lose something there too.
You do. And I do think in addition to the finale of New Blood, I do think one of the things that it did wrong is that whenever like visions of Deb would come up, she'd be like deranged, which I guess why that makes sense from Dexter's perspective. Yeah, but I do think it does the character dirty.
I honestly think if James does die and Jennifer Carpenter is willing to make a buck, make her the new Conscience.
I would be fine with doing it even if James Remar doesn't die. I think there's untapped
potential there.
Just untapped desire to get. If we're back, I want more.
So there is a I think a bit of an out here where they could do that, because Dexter does make a big change at the end of episode 2. We can get back to that in a bit. But I think that could lead into like a different subconsciousness being then like voiced here.
Absolutely.
So we'll touch back on that in a little bit. This first episode is interesting because they kind of made me question how the series originally ended. I thought Dexter was 100% cooked.
In where?
In my brain.
In New Blood? Or
in season 8.
Yeah.
In my brain, I don't know what it is. My thought was, Dexter's been completely outed.
Yeah.
So that's why he saw no recourse. So he just took Deb and fucked into the hurricane.
Yeah.
And so in this season premiere, when Angel's like,
I spoke at
your memorial. I spoke at your memorial. Laguerta said that she thought that you may have been the Bay Harbor Butcher, which, by the way, is still a super S tier goated serial killer name.
Yes.
And then he's like, but then when your ex-girlfriend came to me and said, this is guy's sketchy, I got sus.
Yeah.
Right? I was like, wait, hold on. I thought you already knew.
No, they didn't know.
And that's why I was like, wait, am I misremembering this?
And that's kind of why people hate that initial finale, is that there was no reveal to the public that Dexter was who he was. What Dexter did is he did kill the brain surgeon with a pen in a police station. So he did commit a murder, which his friends kind of let him go as being a crime of passion. And then there's the hurricane.
Right.
A couple things. One, I think me especially, but a lot of people actively have forgotten what happened in those latter seasons of Dexter.
It all blends.
Do you remember that Colin Hanks tried to sacrifice a child on a skyscraper? Because I did not until I was reminded.
Yeah.
I didn't remember that Angel Batista was retired at the end of season 8.
Yeah. He wanted to run a restaurant.
Yes.
Yeah.
I had completely forgotten about that. So I think that kind of can work to the show's advantage-ish, where it can play a little fast and loose with suspension of disbelief. I think this show, and it's already kind of at the point where I feel like I have to suspend my disbelief a little too much for this to happen. Dexter is already a show that kind of had to play fast and loose with logic, right? I think now it has to play a little bit more to get him here. Because as we said earlier, New York is a city where you can get lost, but we live in a very surveillance age right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I was trying to remember, I'm okay, he's not technically officially being investigated by Angel, but now Angel basically knows what's up.
It's all suspicion. Yes. He has no proof. I guess this whole thing is I want to question Dexter and see what the.
But he's stolen a car from a parking lot, which I guess I didn't realize was from a dead person.
Yeah.
And he's
from the dead guy who was in the other room.
Yeah, when I was Dexter's in the biggest city in the world using his real name, and now on Uber's database, I'm oh man, dude, you're
You're not. You're not. Although to be fair, I mean, how many people named Dexter Morgan are out there? There's got to be a few.
Yeah, I mean, he should be cooked. He should be cooked. But
he should be cooked. But I mean, we know, we've seen the trailers.
Correct, and we're here for the fun.
And we're here for the fun.
And we're here for the fun.
And the thing that I do kind of like is this immediately feels bigger than New Blood.
Absolutely.
Like not even just because we go to New York, but like episode 1, like you're starting to kind of see like things aside from Dexter, and I think in a way I kind of like that. Like I do appreciate that with Harrison, now we get another focal character, and I am very interested with what they'll do with Harrison going forward. I hope now that he's no longer like he's not that much younger or not that much older than he was in the show, but
he has more agency. Yes.
Yeah.
I like that so far his killing isn't him being a serial killer. Not to say that he doesn't have dark urges, right? But like, so plot points for the show, right? There's a girl in the hotel that Harrison works at.
Who's the girl from Ma?
Who's the girl from Ma? Don't make me drink alone.
She's the white girl that gets her mouth sewn shut.
Don't make me drink alone.
Exactly.
So he's in the hotel. She's about to get. She gets roofied, and then by Scumbag McGee, right?
Scumbag McGee.
And then Harrison kills him to save her.
Yes.
And only like butches her up because that's like, he's like, fuck, what did my dad teach me about disposing of a body? This, right? Yep. I always hated the idea of like Harrison becoming a serial killer exactly like Dexter. I was like, leave this poor boy alone, right? Like this specific brand of trauma doesn't need to pass. The fans, and I think Dexter, if Dexter was more popular, could maybe have like one of the most toxic fan bases. Which it already kind of does, but I think it could be even more. Even more toxic.
I mean, this is one of the shows that people talked about being problematic back in the day.
They're like, I want to see this baby kill people. So I like so far, like the audience is demanding it, so it's going to be there. I like so far how it's being handled.
Yeah. I love the setup in episode 1 where Harrison is, as he's dismantling the body. We have that very obvious like little blood splatter on the ceiling, right? And we're like, fuck. Because then we're introduced to our new like super cop.
I like the new super cop.
I like super
the
cop.
Internet doesn't like the new super cop.
What?
I think it's.
Is it because she's a boss lady?
I think that's exactly why. Probably.
Fuck the dorks, dude.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing.
This is why they don't get laid.
This is why they don't get. But I like Super Cop because you need someone to be a believable threat.
Yes.
I feel like we have learned over the last technically 9 seasons, cops are not very good at copping.
Yeah.
And unless you have like a Lundy.
Yep.
Lundy. I can't remember if it was Lundy or Lindy.
Lundy. Yep.
Someone who is specifically tasked with like the hardest cases.
Yeah.
Like Dexter is so in the know of how cops work that he's able to work around that. But he does not have access to like your Lundys or this new what's his name, like Claudette.
Well, and now also this is the least access he'll have to police resources.
Exactly.
Because in New Blood, he at least had his girlfriend.
His girlfriend being the cop.
Yeah. So now I do think it'll be interesting to see how he'll be able to navigate the way that he did before without like having legal access to crime scenes. I do think they could fuck it up. I do think they could do stuff that's like too unrealistic.
Donald, even though this is only 10 episodes, that's still a long time.
It's still a long time.
Still a long time to fuck it up.
Yeah. But I love the potential that it brings. Even like in the scene where he's like chasing the Dark Passenger,
our new.
I don't know if he'll be the big bad.
No.
He might be. Some people theorize that he could kind of play a similar role to like the Skinner, where there is a big bad who's not this serial killer. But we're chasing one of our antagonists into the subway. In between, like him recovering from his wound and just being older, he's like, "Oh, I'm like winded." I'm like, I do kind of like Dexter navigating these new challenges.
Yeah.
In the life of being an Uber driver.
The life of being an Uber driver.
Which I know he's getting this apartment from the chief, but like, I love to see how this man's going to be economically self-sufficient.
Living in New York. I don't know how much being an Uber driver in New York pays. I know it doesn't pay very well here.
Yeah.
But
Javi speaks from experience.
I do speak from experience. I was an Uber driver for a couple months.
Yeah.
And it was very boring.
Yes, I bet.
And not lucrative.
I bet.
But anyway, I am kind of curious if we'll ever see characters like, and I don't think so, like Angela again.
Which one's Angela?
Angela was
Angela Bishop,
his ex-girlfriend.
She
just fucking shot him and then just dips town before the.
Wait, so who shoots him? Her or Harrison?
So it's Harrison.
Yes,
but
she's taking the blame.
Story is I shot Dexter.
Yeah,
because I suspected him, and then the whole thing is like, now we're even because she saved. Or he found out who was actually killing the people.
I need to do more research, but I think like the actress isn't interested in coming back.
Isn't?
Yes. No, I could be wrong, but I think I think either they couldn't get the actress back, or maybe they couldn't get her back at the price that she wanted.
For what? Side character?
Yeah, I know. I'm
sure like pay your actors, but like know your place, I guess.
I'm excited that it seems so far we're gonna get Quinn back. It looks like he's been name dropped.
Mm-hmm.
Desmond Harrington, is that his name?
I believe he's on the credits. He's confirmed, but not.
He's posted some shit on the socials.
Yeah,
I kind of just hope that they end up committing to it, though. I know they're all in Miami and Dexter's in New York. But like, I think eventually what you want to see is Dexter like suffer the consequences of his actions, right?
Do you?
Eventually. But now it looks like based on this plan, that's probably not going to happen for a few years at least.
Here's my thing.
Yeah.
Yes, he's killing people. Yes, that's bad. But we also live in a very different time right now, friend. We live in a time where sometimes we're like, you know what? Sometimes the bad guys need to get got.
I'm not going to say anything else at risk of losing my citizenship, which I was born with.
Yeah, which I wasn't with. But here's the thing. Like, I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. I kind of like the idea that, yes, again, what he's doing is bad. I'm okay with him not getting comeuppance. I think it's one of those things like legally comeuppance.
I don't want him to get punished. Well, here's what I'm saying.
Like if he dies throughout the show because of something he does, fair. Fair's fair. But I don't know that I like the idea of them being like, "Ooh, Dexter, you killed a lot of people. We're gonna lock you up."
I don't know. And I don't know how you would do it. And I don't know how you would do it at this point in the show's complicated history. But I think like with the character of Dexter, the overarming like suspense is, will he get caught, right? Mm-hmm. What will it be like to his friends if he gets caught? I would like to see what that looks like.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, like we already missed that stop on the expressway like so many times that I'm oddly fine with it not being for a while.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I think that's what's intriguing so far about this show is I do feel like the possibilities of where the show could go are very, very wide open.
Yeah, and speaking of possibilities, so we have this serial killer, right? The Dark Passenger. Again, very like just the fact that like it's such a name drop
Yeah.
Yeah, like, you know what you're doing. You're not gonna fool me. That I think is fine. Like you said, I don't believe he is our big bad. I think he's gonna be what gets Dexter back on this train a little bit more than Mr. Krabs was in the last season.
Did you also think when you were watching that there was a time jump and we were seeing Dexter kill somebody?
Oh no! At the beginning, no.
Yeah, I didn't.
No,
and granted, I was like, I think I was just watching in a place where I couldn't really see. But between like that and the parallels to the very first kill in OG Dexter and like Garrett Wire, I was like, oh,
I do feel like, I mean, and it's all those parallels. I feel like are very intentional.
And there's a name drop of like the character says something about him and his brother. So I was like, is he hunting like cartel people? Like here in New York?
I see.
Yeah, so I am very curious to see how they continue to draw the parallels between this character and Dexter. Because it's very obvious.
I don't feel like there's going to be that much to build. I don't think he's making it out of like next episode, if I'm being honest.
Oh,
because I think that is what's going to lead to the next thing that I'm curious about. This whole weird thing with this collective of serial killers.
Yeah.
Which, you know, as kind of goofy as it is,
it's very goofy. But it's also led by Peter Dinklage.
It's led by Peter Dinklage. You got Uma Thurman. It's going to bring us David Dastmalchian, who's fucking awesome. Neil Patrick Harris.
Yeah.
So, like, fuck it, dude. I don't care. Like, if we get to do something new, because we haven't done anything like this.
No.
My guess is they're going to kind of get wind of Dexter and then try to recruit
him to the Avengers.
And then he is going to then go against them. That's going to be the thing.
Oh, interesting.
So I'm seeing here that Kristen Ritter
is she's in this. She's in the show.
She's in the show. She hasn't been in the first 2 episodes.
Yeah.
But her character's name is Mia, but her like alter ego that she's got here is Lady Vengeance.
Well,
so my thought process here is that Dexter and her will probably be partnered up.
Yeah.
To go against this group. She'll probably die by the end of the season. Big sad. But I'm kind of here for this because we haven't done this. It's new. I think in a city as big as New York, you're able to kind of suspend the disbelief that there's this many active things happening at once.
It helps.
It's a little far-fetched, absolutely. But I don't know.
I think the show has jumped the shark so many times that you're like, fuck it. Like, what? Like, why not?
Dexter is a show that... When would you say the first time they jumped the shark? Because I really do feel like season 6 for sure.
Season 6 is a jump the shark moment.
Season 6 is fucking weird.
I think the character of Jordan Chase isn't jump the shark, but I think
that's season 5, right?
That's season 5. Yeah. I think it's like,
we're with Lumen, right?
With Lumen, right? Yeah. I think it's a character of like, I think we're like going into the bay where the sharks live. Season 6, I think, is jump the shark.
Season 6 for sure.
Yeah, is jump the shark.
Season 7 gets a little wild too with what's her face, Hannah
McKay. For many people,
then you have fucking the Terminator show up. Ray Stevens, who plays Ivan Serco.
People like him though. I liked that scene.
Oh, he's great. Yeah. I love him, but I just thought it was really funny that like for the first 3 episodes he's like a Terminator.
Wait, here's the jump the shark in season 5. It's not just Jordan Chase. It's the Deb behind. It's the Deb behind the screen.
And is this the incest? Yes.
No, incest is next season.
Holy shit.
Insects is not, and that's huge, jump the shark. But it's Deb like behind the screen and her not going to see whatever's going on there that I think pissed a lot of people off. Then in season 6 she does see, but she goes to see because of the incest. and then season 8 is season 8.
Yeah. So like here's the thing. What more sharks do we have to jump?
Yeah,
why not? Yeah. Go big or go home. And I think then this could then enable us to get multiple seasons out of this if we really want.
Well, this is also happening in a world where nerd culture is kind of like abandoning realism, right? Like, it's okay for Superman and Lois Lane to be having a conversation while the giant, like, starfish, like, is floating outside, right? It's okay for superheroes to be, like, colorful now. Yeah. I think this season should not work on paper, right? So far from what we know, like, sounds like a bad idea. But because of the road we've taken to get there, and because of just where we are in a society with, like, politics sucking and media taking a turn towards the more fantastical, I think, like, it works. And I think what really helps it work most is kind of what we talked about in the beginning. I think it is the dollar, in the sense that, like, Showtime ain't got nothing else.
They got nothing else.
We love branding. This show is easy to produce.
It's easy to produce, and also I think as a viewer, I don't know, I cannot tell you the last time I watched a show, especially a spin-off show, where from, like, the first 3 seconds I was like, I'm in, because of fucking music.
How many?
I heard that little jingle, and I was like, I am seated.
You're in.
I'm in.
I will say, I don't think I like the show's use of the needle drop.
Which needle drop?
In general, I think it's had a few needle drops so far that I'm like, I'm not on board with this atmosphere. I'm not on board with this atmosphere.
I remember there were a couple of needle drops. One was when he's chopping up the body,
and then on the way to New York City,
what is the song? I'm blanking. It's a pop culture song.
I don't remember.
A big poppy song.
I think there's even another one in the hospital. I'm not
probably. Sure. I don't. Maybe I'm so used to needle drops that I'm able to tune them out a little bit more.
Oh, Lady Cop uses AirPods.
Yes, Lady Cop uses AirPods.
Harrison uses AirPods.
Yeah. Back to Lady Cop. Mm-hmm. I do like that she's one of those characters who it reminds me of, like, to kind of keep it very topical, of Mr. Terrific, where she's like, oh man, I am surrounded by a bunch of fucking idiots.
Yeah.
Because she's like, no, you need to, like, look at the facts here. Like, this room is spotless.
Yeah.
And every other room has, like, jizz and blood and poop and everything. Something is weird here.
Yeah.
And then she's like, why are there no fucking cameras anywhere? And it's like part of me goes, yeah, it's because she's super smart, but also like, no, that's just fucking common sense. And I think that pisses her off the most.
Yeah. She hates incompetence.
Yeah. I love the fact that Dexter immediately knows, oh, if this lady is here already, Harrison fucked up somewhere.
Yeah.
So let's investigate. And I love the fact that he's able to catch that little blood drop in the ceiling.
Yes.
Because then I'm like, okay, so then that then gives her something more to do in the future that is going to prove to us that she's better than, hey, I just saw something in the ceiling.
Yeah. That's a good point.
So I'm excited for that. I'm interested to see where the Angel line goes. We know he's coming to New York because at the end of the episode, Harrison's like, hey, bud, you want to buy this fucking truck? And it's Dexter's truck.
Yeah.
So that's going to ping and it's going to immediately send Angel there.
Yes.
I'm curious as to kind of, like we said, how do they then bring in Quinn? Does Batista just call him like, hey man, meet me in New York City?
Yeah, and I hope that also there's a story to be told for Quinn, because I think he also kind of gets shafted at the end of the original run.
He gets shafted a little bit, but he also has this rapport with Dexter where, and correct me if I'm wrong, he knows Dexter's into some shit.
He knows because he's initially the Doak's replacement.
Yes.
Right? And then in season 5, there's some sort of, like, understanding with Liddy about, and where Quinn knows, but Quinn's like, I'm not going to say anything. But then after that, Quinn's just kind of like
there,
which I find unfortunate.
Yes, it's unfulfilling.
Yeah,
it just makes him kind of like an accessory just to be there as, like, kind of for Deb.
He's there just because he's, like, in the cast, right? And I think I forget if they break up. I forget what their romance timeline is.
They just bang for a couple seasons and that's it.
Yeah, but then after that, there's also nothing.
There's nothing for him to do.
Yeah, which is a shame.
It's a shame.
Yeah.
I am a little afraid that he is just there for like a cameo.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I'm here to drop off your badge.
I think this could be if the show, if the show's gonna bungle it besides just the finale. I think what Dexter has needed since its return is an ensemble cast.
Yes.
To build relationship with.
Mm-hmm.
And like we have Blessing, right, in his family, right?
Yes. Man, he's gonna die, isn't he?
I hope not, but that goes to my next point is like that I think if this is gonna run multiple seasons, I need other characters besides Dexter to watch him ping back and forth on. And I don't know if this serial collective is gonna be enough. Like maybe I need like more normal people too.
Here's the thing. I don't know that this is where they're going to go. I don't know that this would even work. I don't even know if I want this. But there could be an instance where we end up, and you know how we were talking about like how he needs to maybe get some sort of comeuppance, but not like a punishment necessarily.
Yeah.
He could end up having a similar role to like, what's that show called? The Blacklist?
Never seen it.
I think it's a Blacklist.
Yeah.
Where it's basically like Silence of the Lambs type of shit.
Yeah.
Where you have a serial killer who then helps like a cop solve things. And I'm pretty sure he still kills people throughout the seasons.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I think I could be okay with Dexter teaming up with people and still doing his thing. But I don't know that I want that. I don't know that they're going to do that. But I think, like you said, he needs a crew that's going to be there, that's interesting, but it's not just civilians.
Because the crew helps humanize the show.
Yes. Which is what gave a lot of the original Dexter a lot of its character.
And I think as time, I think initially people didn't like Lumen. I think the character of Lumen has aged well for fans.
Did people not like Lumen just because she dipped?
I also think it's also because she's the replacement for Rita, right? I think initially Lumen is disliked, but I think the fans, from what I've seen on the interwebs, I think the fans have grown more warmly to Lumen. Whereas with Hannah McKay, that fanship was dubious at first at best, but I think that character has grown less popular.
She's such a nothing character.
She's also kind of like a freak. I like Ivan Stravosky, don't get me wrong, but you need some normal people in this show, I think, to make the show work.
Yes. Yeah.
And I'm hoping that the show finds that cast.
Yeah. I think it does need that little extra oomph.
Yeah.
Right? Because right now, and even last season, we didn't have, we had townies.
Yeah.
But we, like you said, we never had.
I was kind of happy to see, the new chief. I don't remember his name, but I was like, you were lovingly.
Teddy.
Yeah, you're lovingly in over your head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that really was the extent of it.
Yeah.
Maybe Angela to a certain extent, but she's
gone.
She's gone, and she plays the role of the will she, won't she find out girlfriend.
Yeah.
Right. And I feel kind of like with Rita, I don't consider her part of the core group.
No.
She is very important to Dexter and very important to the story. But as far as what makes the ensemble work and makes everything else interesting, makes Dexter more interesting. I don't think Rita quite accomplishes that.
Yeah, because at its peak, the show has you have Dexter's nightlife,
mm-hmm.
right? You've got his work life, mm-hmm. and you've got his home life, which are three different spheres that interact, mm-hmm. right? But it's three different ways to see Dexter interact mm-hmm. with the world and try to be human.
Yeah. And
I do feel like I need the work life. I feel like I need the friends more than the romance. Honestly, I'd be fine with them keeping the romance away for a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, I don't know what this Mia character is going to be. The Kristen Ritter character.
Yeah. I love Kristen Ritter.
So
I'm excited to see her here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
very excited to see kind of more, like I said, more about this weird serial killer collective. I actually had stayed away from a lot of like the behind the scenes stuff.
Me too.
So I didn't know this was going to be a collective. I thought it was going to be like scattered people. And it wasn't until she drops off this like weird invitation, and you're like, wait, hold, what are we doing here? So I'm optimistic about the rest of this season. I think what we can plan to do for this is do this, our intro. We'll probably be back hopefully before the beginning of school, with maybe like about season 5 or episode 5-ish.
Yeah.
To kind of get the good halfway point. And then we'll come back at the end around September-ish for season finale.
Yeah.
And see where this leaves us. Because if episodes 1 and 2 are indication of the quality, I think I'll be happy.
I think I'll be happy as well.
Again, they've proved before that they can drop the ball.
Yep.
So we'll see. It's not a very complex show as far as like the making of. So like I don't think directors are really going to be. You know how a show will change directors here and there,
and that could like make or break.
I don't think that's going to make or break here. But I am also then wondering what will happen with continuing seasons if they want to make a season 2 of this.
I hope that gives them an alleviated sense of pressure and more freedom to let the story flow.
Question for you. It is crazier to me that in 6 months we got 2 Dexter properties.
Yep. And we're getting another.
Huh?
We're getting a Trinity spinoff.
We are, but that one's not
for a while.
Not for a while.
Yeah.
So my question for you is, would it be a problem for you if they go back to a 2-year jump, or would you want it to still be a year jump even if it means we get 2 Dexter properties in 1 year? Is that too much Dexter?
Oh.
Because they have already confirmed a season 2 of Original Sin.
Yes. And they've said that they're eyeing 3 to 4 seasons of this.
Yes.
No, I think I want the yearly.
I do too.
I think I want the yearly. And because of how
yearly for each, or just a yearly Dexter, whether it's Original Sin or Resurrection.
So I haven't seen
it would be a 2-year jump.
I haven't seen Original Sin yet. I can't speak to it. But I do think with Original Sin, especially because it takes place so far in the past, I think you actually have a potential to make that show go longer.
As long as they can keep the character, as long as you don't go past 2006.
Yeah.
You can have as many years as you want in there. Some seasons can take place over the span of a single year. You could have a new season, new year.
Some could be a couple weeks.
I mean, the problem is the characters are going to age to the point where they're older than the original characters.
But
you know,
whatever.
What?
Yeah,
you can suspend this belief.
Millennials and Zoomers age.
So I haven't watched the episode.
Yeah,
but it is confirmed that this takes place in Dexter's like mind coma. And so I wonder if there is a line where he's like, "Why do I look weird?"
I kind of hope so.
I kind of hope so, because then I feel like that gives them the biggest out.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So yeah, we will see. This whole thing is fascinating.
This should not
work. The Dexterverse.
Yes. This should not
This should not exist.
Yeah. Of all the ones that exist, this should exist. This should exist the least.
But I'm excited.
Here we are.
Maybe it's a nostalgia talking, but I'm ready for this.
Love finds a way, my friend.
Love finds a way. And just like what we'll find a way, we've found a way to go to a theater and watch a movie together.
Yeah.
That's 2 weeks old.
So we're going to go watch
28 Years Later.
Yeah.
We're going to go see some Zombie Dong.
Zombie dong.
Zombie dongs.
The best kind
Bye,
of
Ro.
Bye. Did you get your lunch and your water? Love you.
Yes. So we will be back.
Yeah.
Be on the lookout for
more content.
For more content.
For more zombie dong.
Zombie dongs. Yeah. Bye, everybody. Until next time, he has been Thano.
He has been Javier.
This has been the Cine-Scoots podcast.
Bye.
Bye.